What's good, my G's? Your boy Snow, ignorant gamers in the house. How you doing? How you living? How you gaming? Of course, G stands for Gamers. Before I even get into the video, I just want to say shout out to everybody. Thank you for all the likes, the comments, the compliments, the feedback, the subscriptions, whatever it is, follows, friends, whatever the case may be. Appreciate you. If you're new to us, give us a few videos. You will hear this video from me and or someone else from the group, more than likely me and my partner Rizza, Uncle Rizza. Holla at him, the Microsoft whore, blah blah blah. Anyway, I just released a video not too long ago that was talking about me and UBI-Swindle, aka Ubisoft, and I made the video today, so that means I'm releasing two videos today, or maybe I'll just push this one to the 7th. But as you can see, July 6, 2015, when I'm recording this video that I just recorded the last video, WatchDogs, Downgrade, Backlash changed Ubisoft approach to showing games, says CEO. Now, if you haven't seen the last video, you can go check it out if you want to. However, I'll just give you the good roll up because that's a large video. My beef with UBI-Swindle is they've been showing us games that aren't being delivered to us the way that they appear, because we can't experience a game until we get it in our hands. So therefore, when you show us a game, at best we want it to look like the game that you're giving us. I will say this: people talk shit about EA, including myself, all day every day, but I will say this: every time I get interested in a EA game, the game that was visually shown to me shows up at my front doors. That is safe for me to say across EA Sports and EA games. Actually, my entire EA experiences, I always get, whether it's back in the days in the Game Pro, magazines or what have you, and even up until now. So I just read this article once and I was just about to close down my computer after the other video is rendering right now. I haven't even finished rendering that video and I'm just like, yo, I just said this shit. So before I even get into this, I have a question for you. Are you affected by things that look one way and then when you get it, it doesn't look as you were promised? Or it doesn't matter, are you sold on with things were sold to you as far as what the game can do? Honestly, for myself, it's an entire package. If you show me the game, I'm subliminally buying into the game of how it looks. I'm looking for visual functioning cues as well as listening to what you say, which is one of my beefs with Destiny as well. Destiny looks exactly what they've shown us, does not perform as they've said it on their own YouTube channels. I just want to get that clear. So very quickly, they're talking about right here the backlash resulting from disparity between the way WatchDogs looked at E3 2012 debut and the final game has changed the way Ubisoft shows off new titles, according to Yves Guillemot. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name correctly, I'm sorry, so I'm just gonna call you Yves because I do have a friend named Yves. And a little further in there it says, with E3 2015 we said, okay, let's make sure the games are playable, that they're running on the target machines, he explained. Before I even comment, let me just go. Shortly before the release of Watch Dogs, claims were made that the game's graphical fidelity had been scaled back. Pause. I said this about Ghost Recon Future Soldier, even when they told us this was running on consoles. They didn't never say what console it was. We all know it was a Microsoft console, but they didn't even specify. Back to the story. When we show something, we ask the team to make sure it's playable and make sure gamers can immediately see exactly what it is. He continues that we've learned from the Watch Dogs experience, if it can't be played on the target machine, it can be a risk. We all know that these games are being shown on PC footage for the most part, unless specified otherwise. We've had them tell us that these games were on consoles and on PCs, and we're fine with it. Same thing with Battlefield. Every year EA brings Battlefield out, they show us on the PC, and if you're not a PC player, you're a console player, you're like, okay, cool, yeah, that looks amazing. Can't wait to see what it's going to look like for the console that I own. And we know that there's going to be some downgrade, and we are okay with that. Now, I happen to be a PC player as well, a little bit. I understand. I used to come from that. I'm not no more. I'm washed out when it comes to PC stuff. Or hell, the Master Race. Batman. Anyway, with that said, it's not about the target machine, UB. You guys still trying to backpedal, and I appreciate you trying to make this bogus little story come out to show that people ain't caught on, you know, to your BS. It's not as easy as that, because you were showing us PC footage, and your PC game didn't show 90% of what you was showing us. The game has got such a graphical bump from users that went along and hacked the files, quote hack. I don't even know if it's a hack. If you turned on things that was in the code that said E3 on it, you get what I'm saying? Anyway, it's a real challenge to create those types of games when they come out, especially the first iterations. They are not perfect on anything. My friends, you showed us the game in 2012. The game released in what? When did the game release? 2014. I think the game was scheduled before 2012 as far as it hit the date when it was announced. I think we just seen footage on the 2012. You had time. RZA seems to believe, and I also kind of feel that way, was somebody put the foot behind them and was like, look dog, you gotta dumb down that PC version too, because we can't hit that mark out the gate. You know what I mean? Like there was some kind of pressure, right? Think about the Medal of Honor Warfighter scandal. So let's see, they say they think we think we launched a good quality game, which they did for the first step in a new brand with a new technology. It's just so complex, seamless multiplayer, connectivity with the mobile and tablets, so many things. It was maybe a bit too much for a first iteration. This is BS when we're talking about PC, right? Although Ubisoft yet to announce the sequel, they did say it's a franchise. Creating a new franchise like that is the hardest thing to do in our industry, because there's so much risk involved. I think Tony K said that. We're incredibly happy with the sales of the game and experiences people are having. So it's a franchise. It goes into the franchise bar, and now we figure out what to do next. It's something that we can build on now. As of 2014, October 2014, shipped, not sold, shipped 9 million copies for the X1, for both Xboxes, both PlayStations, and PC. Now I played the game, I finished the game. The game is a solid 7 to 8. You shouldn't compare a game like this to Grand Theft Auto because it's open world. Plus, if you play LA Noire, which also belongs to Rockstar, shout out to GTA, people had beef with LA Noire because you're a cop. You couldn't run around and do dumb shit like you can in GTA. You want to do dumb shit in a video game, open world game, you buy Saints Row, and then even then you get to do super dumb shit, right? So the other thing with that is you're kind of a vigilante that is a good guy. You can't be like homie from Infamous and you go from positive to negative in one game. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, Ubisoft, UBI-Swindle got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. And in my opinion, they should have been caught for Ghost Recon Future Soldier. But the problem was PC guys got what they were told. The console guys didn't. But what did we know? You didn't know anything else. So it's not like now where, first off, you got a much louder voice. Second, you know, the discrepancies are noticeable. You can tell. You know what I mean? So WatchDogs was a great game. For those of you who play WatchDogs, have you finished it? I will say that if you got through 40 to 50% of the campaign, you might have tired out. I will say that the last 35% of that game is what brought that game to an end and did not leave a sour taste in my mouth. because up until that point, I say for about 40 to 50% of the game, I was like, oh come on, where's the excitement shit? Where's the shit where it gets turned up at? Because I'm getting pissed off with everything else, you know. Was it a smooth experience? You know, I would say it was. I didn't have too many mechanical issues with the game. For an open world game, actually for an open world game, it was a very solid game. The thing that was kind of annoying to me, and this to me, this is how my brain operates. If I have to be in your car to do certain car missions, one, your car's got a handle. If you got many different cars in there, help the cars handle a little better. You know, I thought that going to get a better car would help me have a better handle, whatever I end up having to do with, you know, like a muscle car. Number two, I'm a fucking vigilante. I can't shoot out a window. I can't be in the car and bust my gun outside the window. I get you want me to do the hacking stuff, but in some of those missions, you could clearly tell I needed to bust my gun. It's clear. It's clear. Had I been able to bust my gun outside the window, it would have been a much smoother experience for me. So that's what I got in the video. Would you like to see a Watch Dogs 2? I would. Give him another shot. I think the homie can get another game in. Should it be in Chicago? Chicago was a beautiful city in this game. I don't want them to get stuck into always having to figure out, you know, what's the next city that they can go into. Maybe if they can have Chicago and a neighboring city, like something like really close, so that way you could just bridge them from back and forth. I think that'd be cool. I'm kind of drawing a blank on my geography right now. I don't know what would be the next neighboring city. Maybe Detroit, I think. But it would be cool to do that. Anyway, your boy Snow, Ignorant Gamers, and I'm out. Peace.